So the people who I did work 10 years in Poland and the people who I did work 12 years in Dublin. The main person was Charlie Chalk, who is a great businessman, and he was inspired.
I don't really think I had any inspiration to get into the industry. I just knew it was something that I always wanted to do. However, I've been lucky enough to have some really good people working with me and working above me that I would class as mentors, and have taught me a lot to bring me to where I am today.
Perfect. Just inspiration, full stop. That's my mum, to be honest with you. So I know it sounds a bit cliche, but she's just an amazing person who's, in my view, triumphed against a lot of adversity and is therefore a fantastic role model for me. And
I started my career working for a woman in the beauty industry, so I think she stood out as a role model that I would look up to. And having a strong female boss to start off my career, just out of college, helped me in achieving it and to be where I am.
So for me, it wasn't really a who. It was more, say, just growing up. I love sports. I've always played sport, any team sport in school, you name it, I was there. But it was actually just before I went into sixth year, I tore my first cruciate, and it felt like my world was ending. Couldn't play sport, surgery, 2 surgeries actually. That was 6 years later, so it was actually then more for my own sanity that I went and did a strength and conditioning course. I just finished my degree in Trinity, still hadn't a clue what I wanted to do. But it was doing that course, whether it was just the fact that the course was keeping me sane or what it was, but I just loved it, and every different aspect of
career choices.
There was no particular person, but definitely childhood, as I always been in the fitness industry, which I really like it, and energy around it is the thing which I really like.
Well, I love the industry. It's when you thought about it, where do you see yourself in 10, 15 years? Did I really see myself still in DCU? Probably not. Now I do miss it, but it's an amazing experience. I would strongly recommend anyone, if they have the opportunity and they have the support, to try it. It's a new way of looking at work.
This is a funny one, I have to say. I always want to be my own boss. I'm born for this.
So are you your own boss now?
I am my own boss, and I enjoying, but in the end of the day, it's a teamwork. Everybody has to put effort, and that's all about teamwork.
I always wanted to have my own business. As a kid, I used to sell things to people at school to make money. So I always, I guess, had that little bit of entrepreneurial, and I've always talked about it throughout my entire adult life, but I never had the courage to do it. And it's just in the last year or two, really. I think as I've become more financially stable, I have less fear, and I thought, well, it's now or never to take that risk. And it does help if you actually hate the job you were doing at the time, which I did. So again, going back to my earlier point about wanting to, have some fun stimulation from your work, I wasn't getting that. So I thought, okay, come on, get on with it. Let's do your own business.
Right.
It's an ongoing journey, to be honest. Each franchisee that we handle comes with their individual personality as such. And it can be a tricky situation in terms of one rule applicable or one course applicable to one person is not. It cannot be an umbrella learning course for all the franchisees. So I think it's about handling the personality, understanding the personality, and knowing what are their strengths and weaknesses, and working along with them to get them started on their franchise journey. But it's also about working in different teams and coordinating with different teams across cross-functional teams. It's a everyday growth.
It worked out good, I think. As I mentioned earlier on, I've had some really great managers in my world, so that I would look to as mentors, and have shown me and guided me along the way. I started out in the fitness industry as an instructor myself, and I progressed that way up along the ranks and to managing a club. So now I do that on a slightly different level with slightly different individuals, including franchisees and managers. I think it's been a relatively smooth.
Actually, no. I know that sounds a bit weird, but I've actually grown up in a male-dominated industry. I worked in accountancy and then in financial services, and then in compliance. It's a very male-dominated, let's say, industry. So I'm used to going into a room where I'm generally the only woman in it, and therefore I think maybe subconsciously I learned that the best way for me to deal with that is to make sure that I am the best in that room, and that when I talk, I know what I'm talking about, and therefore they listen to me and what I'm saying, not looking at me and saying, well, you're just a woman. So on that basis, I think I've learned, through that development, I've therefore never felt intimidated.
No, I don't think so. All business people who has such a lot of experience in the business industry, businessmen, businesswomen, never let you feel this way. So, from my experience, no, I do not feel myself this way.
No, and probably down to, I would say have confidence in this industry because, say from my years of studying it, obviously, having worked with such a vast group of people, whether high performance to rehab, so I'd be quite confident when it comes to this sort of business. Now, there's certain aspects of it that I never would have dealt with in DCU, actually when it comes to the running of the business, from the accounts to setting up companies, that kind of stuff. But I'm lucky in the fact that I am in this with my husband, so he would have more experience in that, where the gym would be my baby.
Never. I think when you are self-confident, you don't have to feel that way at all.
I don't think so. I would say intimidated as such, but there has been scenarios where you would have to come forward as a strong personality to prove your point and get things done. There has been scenarios where you're overlooked and not taken seriously. But again, thanks to the industries that I've worked and the bosses that I've had, I think I have a great support and ensuring that when you have the knowledge and when you have the numbers to prove, you can stand to your point and get the work done. It doesn't matter if you're a male or a female, as far as you know what you're doing.
No, I don't think so. I think my colleagues would probably say, and people around me would say, that I'm quite a strong character anyway. I'm quite a strong, confident individual. And again, I believe that's down to the experience that I've learned in the industry, that I'm confident in what I do. And I have the knowledge to back that up. I haven't worked in any other industries. I've worked in the fitness industry all of my career, so I probably can't give a good educated guess on that. However, I would probably say, looking around, there's definitely more of a male-female balance. And that's, if you look across the spread of the clubs, you look at our office environment here, it's definitely becoming more of an even spread. So it wouldn't be a case that there would be more males in our environment at this point than females, I believe.
Perfect.
That's interesting. I don't know, to be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, we're in a customer services industry. So financial services is no different. In essence, we've got clients, you service those clients. And then in the background, obviously we need to make sure everything is in the right order to then deliver what our customers want, regardless of what that product or service is. And that involves typically people and managing people and getting the best out of those people. So I think the skills that I've learned from those industries are transversal in that sense. So I don't think it's easier or more difficult. It's just a different product, but it's still ultimately customer service.
Okay.
I have to say it's more enjoyable. Exercise makes you happy, so this is more enjoyable. But from the business perspective, I would say it's still business. It's still the same. You have to put 100% and working hard to make it work.
Okay.
Just through, once again, sport and knowing people here, there and everywhere. My parents-in-law actually knew Jim, the head of energy, and like that we just got talking and the opportunity came up, and as I said, I love the industry. It's when you thought about it, where do you see yourself in 10-15 years? Did I really see myself still in DCU? Probably not.
I can't compare, as I always been in the fitness industry, but I will never change it because I really like it. I like the energy around it, and this is my thing.
I wouldn't say as such because I've worked, this is my fifth industry that I'm working, from beauty to F&B to paints to fitness right now. But I think what I've seen more is the women as such, the barriers to enter the fitness industry is lesser. The